ανάστησες αμόχωστος. Κόμμα που περπάτησα κύπουρος αλγό. Κόμμα που μ' ανάστησες αμόχωστος. Κόμμα που περπάτησα κύπουρος αλγό. Κόμμα που μ' ανάστησες.
So that was Cyprus's anthem that they had chosen. I think it's a beautiful song about Famagusta, or it may be pronounced differently in Greek. That's how it's pronounced in Swedish, but it's from one of the places which were unfortunately destroyed and more or less abandoned during the 1974 war on Cyprus. So that is what Cyprus have chosen for their anthem. And I think we have a few minutes before the next game starts here. So if you'll allow me, we'll take the Turkish anthem as well, because they also had a little bit of a story to their campaign, and I think their efforts, they really deserve to have their anthem heard as well. So let's see if we can get that started. Have their anthem heard as well. So let's see if we can get.
İzmir'in dağlarında çiçekler açar. İzmir'in dağlarında çiçekler açar. Altın güneş orada sırmalar saçar. Altın güneş orada sırmalar saçar. Bozulmuş düşmanlar yer gibi kaçar. Bozulmuş düşmanlar yer gibi kaçar. Yaşa Mustafa Kemal Paşa yaşa. Adın yazılacak mücevher taşa. Yaşa Mustafa Kemal Paşa yaşa. Adın yazılacak mücevher taşa. İzmir'in dağlarında oturdum kaldım. İzmir'in dağlarında oturdum kaldım. Şehit olanları deftere yaz.
We gotta streamline these ideas. We need Grammarly.
So that, for all of you guys, was the Turkish anthem, which is, from my understanding, about the Turkish independence war, when Turkey was at war with a lot of their neighbours, and I think that specifically, the Turks may be able to correct me here. I don't know if there's anybody listening from Turkey, but I believe it's about a battle outside of the city of Izmir. That has not actually been told to me by the Turks. So all I know officially is that that is the Turkish anthem, and it is about the Turks and their independence. Nick is doing a live stream on YouTube, so I'll just put the link to that in the next massive thanks to him for doing that and for in my opinion, it looks just about like the next game is going to get set up. So stay here on commentary A, and I will be providing some commentary for Cyprus versus England. We're going to follow Cyprus. We're going to follow the top half of the bracket. I don't know, Nick, if you guys, I'm going into your live stream right now just to sort of check which one you are doing. Oh, okay. Is that my voice? Yeah, that's me again on the live stream. Oh, that's absolutely fantastic. Yes, but go check that out for sure, especially if it's laggy here. Maybe it's better over there. Amazing, but other than that, I think Cyprus and England should be getting going any moment now. So, yes, most definitely. So I should...
From brief to build.
Sharing my screen.
Discover dozens of AI tools on Wix Studio.
Of that in just a moment. So just to give you a bit of a background on these teams, Cyprus thus far have beat Nigeria quite comfortably, at least in the first game, and struggled a little bit in the second game, but still overall quite comfortably against Nigeria. And then a really close game we just saw against Turkey. England getting to this game have played the United States, and then against Algeria, from what I can see, another game that was quite close, but ultimately England edged Algeria slightly, winning out 1-0 and 2-0. Let's see if they have got us started. I cannot see it yet, so we shall check the menu as well. That is India, and there they are. They started 6 seconds ago, so let's see if we can get me sharing my screen here. All right. Now, England are feeling Aero and Maz, both having had a bit of a sneak peek at the stats from the group stages, which will hopefully be published as soon as possible. We're doing our best from the organiser team, and I think massive credit to Lord, especially, who's taken a massive lead on that, and I think is collecting the final stats as we are playing now as well. So brilliant work to him, and a shout out to all of the guys who've been working on the stats. But yeah, let's see here, just double checking. Yes, you guys got the feed brilliantly. Brits so far have looked slightly more optimistic in their gameplay, but we're seeing a very similar game to Turkey thus far, with the Brits being quite parallel, whereas Cyprus had one person designated to defending against those counters at all times. is the same Cyprus lineup, interestingly enough, as we saw at the last minute. Maybe at this point at the tournament, no teams are really willing to risk rotating players. Maybe you just go with what's worked for you thus far, and you know, if you substitute and it goes wrong, you always put yourself at that risk of quite criticism, you know. Now, the Cypriots with a shot. I lagged a little bit, but it looks like it's gone wide. Trying to counter again, keep that optimistic flow, but end up slightly on the back foot. Brilliant control and reactions by the British. Or by the English, actually. I've been saying British this time. The English, I should be sternly corrected on that matter. I know the Scots and Irish and Isle of Manians and Isle of Jersey, Guernsey, Wales, they'd all have my head for that, but yeah, I think I'm just going to have to accept that. If I get decapitated after this commentary, that's my risk to take. But anyway, back to the game. We've seen both extremely competent sides. We can see this again. Like, they trust each other. They're comfortable doing this. All of these guys, you know. But the English trying to make something here. Cypriots on the back foot, but still looking comfortable. There've not been any major scares on either side, actually, I'd say thus far. Right. Can they make anything here? Aero Maz. He clears it. It's a brave clearance, but it's worked out. Here, seeing an opportunity to strike. Can't quite make it got deflected off if that was Maz there. Possibly I missed it, but alright, Cypriots trying to get the pass into the middle. He is sort of lurking, looking for those balls, and it's a shot, but he's there. It's brilliant. From the Cypriots, there's a good chance, but Maz perfectly positioned in the goal to pan that away. All right, the British on the English on the front foot. All right, now got the cross into the middle, couldn't quite make connection with it, but they've had two decent opportunities now in a pretty short amount of time, the Cypriots. Can they keep this momentum going? They're looking good going into extra time with about 20 seconds left on the clock. British have a bit of an opportunity, but it's ultimately quite tame. Cypriots, they have 10 seconds to counter. It is that horrible amount of time where it could be worth it, could be the final, but here the British were able to ease it quickly, and we're going into extra time. Both teams pretty even thus far. I'd say the English look a little bit better on the ball, whereas the Cypriots have possibly been a little bit better off the ball, I would say. Although, very even game once again, and I think this one is going to sort of come down to a moment of brilliance. I think we'll see that with a lot of these final games. You know, you're not scoring that with a lucky pat, you know? You don't have those tactical flaws that you might have in the group stage where you can sort of counter and have the other team run out of boost. I don't think we're going to see that in these later stages. Then maybe you would score against players such as me. But anyway, going back to the game, the English, I can't commentary. Not going great. For them, it's going great. It's not going great for my speaking abilities, but Aero cleverly pushing coloured there, sort of block their clearance. It's a shot, but he is there. That's in the corner, trying to get it in. Cleared, but it's Cyprus don't chase it down. They are perfectly happy collecting some boost. Arrow very nearly got to that ball, and you can only imagine it's a shot, but it's quite comfortably saved. Cyprus not taking any risks here. They're playing it around the edges, knowing that as long as they don't... Oh, that was really close. As long as they don't concede, they're still in this. They were very close to conceding a couple of seconds ago, but they have not done so yet, nor have the British, going into the 7th minute of this game. A quick moment while this is going on. Actually, we'll wait for this, because you can bet that the second I go and check on the Italy-India game, this will be decided by a moment of brilliance, and I will completely miss it. So, Aero for England, breaking through the midfield, but no one's in the middle. There's not much he can do. Once again, up in the corner. In the corners a lot, England, but they're struggling to get that final ball into the box for the tap-in. This just goes to show that if you have a team like Cyprus, you have a good day, two brilliant players, and it doesn't matter, because on paper you'd go and you say, oh, England have all of these brilliant players, with typically you'd see similar ping. Cyprus have really low ping today, which is very good for them. But on paper, right, you have 5 or 6 players in the England squad, whereas I think Cyprus only have 3. But then you go and you play a game, and when it's 2v2, that really doesn't matter if those 3 players that Cyprus have got are really on their game, and today they really have been. So massive shout out, massive credit to them for sticking through in so many fixtures now, because at this point you do have to start feeling a little bit mentally tired, especially in these close games. I think all players on the pitch right now would be quite happy to take a 30-second break, get a bit of air, sort of have that moment of relaxation where the slightest mistake won't cost you a goal, or possibly a spot in the final of the Nitro Clash 2024 World Cup. England on the edge of the box, giving away a bit of a counter, but Cyprus don't seem to have the boost to dedicate themselves to it. England once again coming in here, bit of a difficult situation, but and it's a goal. They managed to get 2-on-1 on the goalkeeper, and they've just put it in the bottom corner. It's a difficult one. Khaled takes responsibility, but it's one of those where you just sort of, you do your best, but you've been going for 9 minutes, you're tired, there's not a whole lot to be done. It's one of those mistakes that almost any player of the game, no matter how experienced they are, could make. And I believe we're doing a relink, so I'm going to go get some water and be back with you in a few seconds. So I'm just taking a minute here to check the Italy-India game, and it's just ended. Right now, Italy winning out 1-0 in what the players describe, at least, as having been a very close match. So similar on both sides of the bracket. massive improvement really from India, who went into the absolute last fixture of the group stages needing to beat Sweden. They did do it, so credit to them for that, but I wouldn't say it was a very comfortable group run for India. So having made it this far and really making Italy struggle, very fair play to them. That you got to give credit to that. And I think, let's see if we can find the second Cyprus game here, if it has started. I don't believe so. Although there will probably be someone in general to correct me if I do miss it. If anybody does feel so, also you're completely free to unmute yourself and start talking to me, because I'd love to have the extra input, have this a bit of a dialogue. I get it that, it might be background noises and whatever, so I'll continue going if nobody does, but you're perfectly welcome to. I've muted 1 or 2 people for making a bit of noise, but yeah, you can always just add me in the background somewhere if you want to join the conversation, because you're perfectly welcome to. And yeah, anyone who wants to do commentary with me is perfectly welcome to do so, if we want to be too. Let's see if the game has started here. It has. Oh, I've missed solid 40 seconds, but we shall get it to you now. Right, as we load in, Cyprus were on the front foot. Now it's turned. Once again, the same lineups from both teams. England thinking why change a working concept, and Cyprus confident that this is their best lineup. Could be one that goes into extra time, very likely here once again. But we shall see. Of course, you just have one moment of brilliance or some sustained pressure. If you can get the other team 1-on-2 with the goalkeeper, you never know, because those positions against these top players are really not fun for the goalkeeper. Ball sort of bounced, unfortunately. A bit of miscommunication there from the English. You're trying to bounce it off Khaled to make something of that, but now here are the English on the counter-attack. Oh, it's a goal. I thought he would get to that. That was really, really close there. And just as I said a minute ago, you don't get those counters where you can really exploit the other team at this level, but there you do. And it was one where the Cyprus were really confident in being able to score. They dedicated all the guys forwards, and unfortunately, it's a brilliant comment by you, trying to distract the English there. I don't know if I'm allowed to read that out loud, but you guys can see what it says yourselves. Fantastic, both sportsmanship and sense of humour from Cyprus, who are now in a somewhat difficult position. It's 2-0. It's one of those where they needed to do something. Max tried to make something happen on the corner. That's the way it goes sometimes, and these guys, you have to remember, have been playing games for now at least an hour, more or less straight. We've been following them just on here since the start of the Turkey game, but they had who was it? Nigeria before that. So these guys are mentally tired. You don't have, you're going to make those decisions which you look back on a perfect day and you say, maybe that wasn't brilliant, but it's going to be very difficult now for Cyprus to get back into this. They're trying to attack. Mac had a decent shot a minute or so ago, but you struggle to see it happen when you're 2-0 down. It's in those players' mentality as well. They know that they have 1 minute and 35 seconds on the clock, and they've got to go back. It's worked. They've played risky. England is calling for calm. Still with as few goals as you typically see, England are still in a great spot. But it's never fun when you concede that first goal, because 2-1 ahead is one of those. It's one of those scores where you can really struggle mentally, because you have everything to lose, nothing to win, and the other team has suddenly got momentum. The cross, fortunate. England countering, but not full-heartedly. They're perfectly happy to see this sort of bounce off in the corners on Cyprus end if they can wait 7 seconds. It's into the box, but no one's there. I think he was trying to get earlier contact with it, but it just bounced off too far. I think he was trying to get that in a place where England were going to struggle to defend against it, but it's not quite fallen favourably for him. Cyprus playing risky here with no cover, and it has ultimately ended the game, I think. 3-1, it's an unfortunate goal. It's one where it's a tough one to concede, because you were the last one to touch it. It's going to go down as an own goal, technically. I mean, obviously not but in a way, it feels like an own goal, you know? Obviously, that's going to be credited to the England players in the actual stats, but it's a tough one to take. Cyprus, to their credit, are still going at this. They're thinking, well, what if we can? And you really got to credit that, I think. For their country, a really good chance there at the end. Ultimately, nothing comes of it, but got to give credit for the mental strength of this Cyprus side. Games, say the players, well played Cyprus. I think you guys are less English than us. Well, right, but they do represent England. We'll accept them for that. But another brilliant game here. Maybe I should take and save a screenshot. Actually, that would be a good idea. I said I would take a few screenshots just to be safe. Hopefully that's saved. There we go. Screenshot copied and saved to clipboard brilliantly. Once again, I think let's have a look over at the India game. India Italy. See if they're still playing. In that case, we can go and watch them. However, otherwise, it looks like our final would be up and coming. Let's see. There's nothing being played there, but it could still be. I cannot find it. That is always a difficult situation. It should be there somewhere. For Italy won the first game 1-0. Seeing if we can find the second game here. It's not played on 3v3, would it? No. Appears as though we may have to go into the chat to try and find this game. Or actually, it looks like it's just ended. The scores have just been reported. From what I can tell, Italy have won both games 1-0. That means that we're going to have a final between England and Italy. And let's just check the schedule to see how many minutes we have before that is set to start. I have a slight suspicion that it was supposed to start 3 minutes ago, so we're going to go... Oh no, it's the bronze match. It's the bronze match. It's Cyprus again that we're going to follow. And Cyprus versus India, if we can find the link for that. It appears it's not started yet. I'm wondering if they're going to go ahead with the final at the scheduled time, or if they're going to wait for the third place game to take place first. We'll see how the organisers do. I can actually go ahead and ask. I have such privileges. while we wait for the answer to that, I suppose I should play England's song. Now, they have specified that they mostly chose this to annoy everybody, and I believe some of you may be somewhat annoyed once I play it. However, it is my duty to represent all of the teams, so actually, I changed my mind. I shall be playing Indians. I think they submitted one, if I remember correctly. I think theirs was also slightly jokingly, but I shall play it for you guys anyway. So, we've listened to Cyprus previously. Now I'm going to put on India's chosen anthem for the Knife Clash 2024 World Cup until one of the games gets started.
Trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
This was India's chosen song. Yeah, enjoy.
ਨੀਵੀਆਂ ਤੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਚਿਰ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਰੱਖ ਲੈ ਪੱਲੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁਖੜਾ ਲੁਕਾ ਕੇ ਰੱਖ ਲੈ ਨੀਵੀਆਂ ਤੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਚਿਰ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਰੱਖ ਲੈ ਪੱਲੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੁਖੜਾ ਲੁਕਾ ਕੇ ਰੱਖ ਲੈ ਐਵੇਂ ਕਰੀ ਨਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਪਿਆਰ ਮੁੰਡਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਬਚ ਕੇ ਰਹੀ ਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਹੁਣੇ ਹੁਣੇ ਹੋਈ ਮੁਟਿਆਰ ਮੁੰਡਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਬਚ ਕੇ ਰਹੀ ਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਹੁਣੇ ਹੁਣੇ ਹੋਈ ਮੁਟਿਆਰ ਮੁੰਡਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਬਚ ਕੇ ਰਹੀ ਤੇਰਾ ਕੀ ਕਸੂਰ ਜੇ ਨਸ਼ੀਲੇ ਨੈਣ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਸਿੱਖ ਕੇ ਅਦਾਮਾ ਸ਼ਰਮੀਲੇ ਨੈਣ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਤੇਰਾ ਕੀ ਕਸੂਰ ਜੇ ਨਸ਼ੀਲੇ ਨੈਣ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਸਿੱਖ ਕੇ ਅਦਾਮਾ ਸ਼ਰਮੀਲੇ ਨੈਣ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਸਾਂਭ ਕੇ ਰੱਖਣੀ ਏ ਜੋਬ ਨੀ ਪਟਾਰੀ ਸਾਂਭ ਕੇ ਰੱਖਣੀ ਏ ਜੋਬ ਨੀ ਪਟਾਰੀ ਮੁੜ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਨੀ ਆਉਣੀ ਏ ਬਹਾਰ ਮੁੰਡਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਬਚ ਕੇ ਰਹੀ ਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਹੁਣੇ ਹੁਣੇ ਹੋਈ ਮੁਟਿਆਰ ਮੁੰਡਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਬਚ ਕੇ ਰਹੀ ਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਹੁਣੇ ਹੁਣੇ ਹੋਈ ਮੁਟਿਆਰ ਮੁੰਡਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਬਚ ਕੇ ਰਹੀ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਜਵਾਨੀ ਤੇਰਾ ਰੂਪ ਠਾਠਾ ਮਾਰਦਾ ਪਤਲਾ ਜਲਕ ਨਾ ਹੁਨਾਰਾ ਵੀ ਸਹਾਰਦਾ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਜਵਾਨੀ ਤੇਰਾ ਰੂਪ ਠਾਠਾ ਮਾਰਦਾ ਪਤਲਾ ਜਲਕ ਨਾ ਹੁਨਾਰਾ ਮੁੰਡਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਬੁੱਲਾਂ ਤੇ ਤੇਰੀਆਂ ਕਹਾਣੀਆਂ ਚੰਨੀ ਨੀ ਤਖਨੇ ਦੀਆਂ ਗਲੀਆਂ ਬਿਛਾਣੀਆਂ ਚੋਬਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਬੁੱਲਾਂ ਤੇ ਤੇਰੀਆਂ ਕਹਾਣੀਆਂ ਚੰਨੀ ਨੀ ਤਖਨੇ ਦੀਆਂ ਗਲੀਆਂ ਬਿਛਾਣੀਆਂ ਜੰਜੂਆ ਤਾਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਤੇਰੇ ਰੂਪ ਦਾ دیਵਾਨਾ ਜੰਜੂਆ ਤਾਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਤੇਰੇ ਰੂਪ ਦਾ دیਵਾਨਾ ਚੱਲ ਸਕਿਆ ਨਾ ਹੁਸਨ ਦਾ ਬਾਰ ਮੁੰਡਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਬਚ ਕੇ ਰਹੀ ਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਹੁਣੇ ਹੁਣੇ ਹੋਈ ਮੁਟਿਆਰ ਮੁੰਡਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਬਚ ਕੇ ਰਹੀ ਨੀ ਤੂੰ ਹੁਣੇ ਹੁਣੇ ਹੋਈ ਮੁਟਿਆਰ ਮੁੰਡਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਬਚ ਕੇ ਰਹੀ
So that was India's chosen anthem, Mundian Tabake by Punjabi MC. We're still waiting, I believe, for the third place match to start once again between Cyprus and India. Should be starting any moment. The link is sent out. The players are in the game. I am just not at the moment quite finding the start. So maybe they're discussing something, but it should be up any second. Yes, it just started. So let me share my screen with you guys, or go over to Luke's stream, which may have since this one has been slightly laggy. The computer I'm currently on is not known for technical brilliance, shall we? But here England go. Not England. Cyprus and India. Cyprus have just scored. He's just dribbled it into the back of the net. Really. They don't know if it's best of one or best of three. I don't know if it's best of one, best of three. I should very much know that. Let's see if we can get you an answer to that question. They seem to agree that it's best of one. I don't know. Right, we will go back to that question later. Cyprus really have started brilliantly, making us wonder if they've been on the more difficult side of the bracket. But on the other hand, we've had heavy hitters: Bosnia, Poland, Italy, all being defeated at a previous stage on the same side of the bracket that India have been. So maybe it's just an unfortunate start for the Indians going into this game. But Cyprus do look very comfortable here. Again, the Cypriots being very motivated. They've been vocal in chat and around the community all day. Proud of this country, proud of the national anthem, and proud of the history, the 50-year anniversary that this represents for them. So they really have a lot to play for, not possibly more than any other team. They've almost found a sort of, well, what's that term? It's not Kairos that I'm looking for, but they've found an ethos to motivate the team, and a very joint one and a strong one, I think, which they really buy into, and you've really got to respect that. So Cyprus evened out a little bit, but it's still largely in the Indians' third of the pitch. Cyprus looking for a second to settle the game. Haven't quite found it. They've quite found a post a few times. They forced Ellie to make 2 saves. Oh, the Indians have scored. As I'm looking at the stats, it rolls into the Cypriot goal. How's that happened? It's a shot. It's a long goal as well. It's just, it looks like a lack of boost from the Cypriots. It's a fairly simple goal, one which you wouldn't expect, but maybe that's what you should do in this type of game. Expect the unexpected. Or for those of you who enjoy Ugandan indie movies, expect the unexpectable. Those of you who know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. Let's keep this an inside joke. Anyway, here comes Cyprus, and they've scored. They've got the lead back. It's a close corner. It's one of those where you think you've got it covered. I think all the players on the pitch are saying that as we're playing right now. The Cypriots are just mentally exhausted. They've gone from playing Turkey to England to India without a break for at least 45 minutes at this point. To get the ball into the back of the net, but they seem to switch on whenever they're not ahead, and thus far, that is all that matters. I think my fellow organisers, a lot of them are in the final, so they are preparing for that rather than entertaining my questions about whether this is best of one or best of three. But like whatever the sort of conclusion on pitch is, they're more experienced than I do with this type of tournaments. Even though I very much should know, I do not. Oh, it's just rolled by an open goal there. There's a collision between the Cyprus players, but they haven't conceded. They have not conceded. Oh, they've overthought it, I think. Maybe it won't matter. Or will it? Will the... Oh, they've equalised. The Cypriots have overthought their counter. They tried to be smart about it. And I think if it had just gone aimed at the goal, I think that might just have gone in. But yeah, the Cypriots are saying they're still recovering from the loss. It's a heavy loss for them. They're really hoping to take this home. Ironically, once we hear England's anthem, I think you guys can guess what that is by this point, but it's going to go to extra time. And I've got an answer regarding whether it's best of one and best of three, that the timing implies best of one. So whoever gets the next goal is third place between these two sides. I think arguably Cyprus deserve or should have won this, but I've also watched them more, so they are sort of the main protagonists in my head, which obviously is a point of subjective commentary, which is not something we strive for, but is something that is unfortunately more or less inevitable. It's bouncing around. Just need that little poke, Cyprus, and they seem to be having this issue of running out of boost in the Indian box. I think they want the goal. They want to say we did the best we could. They really want that break, and they sort of go into these risky situations because they feel the time press, not because they're going to lose, but because they are mentally exhausted and mentally recovering as well. I think that's where we've seen both of the Indian goals really come from. It's really close, front corner again, but it's just about saved by the Indians. What a save, they say. It's a chance, it's saved. The Cypriots are on the front foot, but you do get worried every time they retreat because it feels a bit like they don't have the boost. Whereas the Indians are sitting back and losing a lot of the one-on-one challenges. Maybe as we expect they would after seeing group stage, but they've done brilliantly today, so I think we have to give them credit for that. And I don't really know the context in which they're in the third place match, but right now they got the Cypriots 2v1, but the Cypriots managed to clear. You're staying calm, collected. Good chance by Mac as well, going down the other end, but he just can't really convert it. It's a tough one as well to take. But let's see. All right, Indians down the bottom flank, their left side. Nothing really comes of it. It's one of those where the spin just doesn't really allow you to dribble it very well. Comes a bit of a sinus curve along the border. Alright. Checking the stats here. Yeah. Stats would confirm that Cyprus have been on the front foot, but stats don't really prove anything except it fits goals, you know. Or wins, I suppose, even more. I'm assuming that the final is waiting for us, otherwise someone please do ping so we do not miss the final. But this may take a while here, but also at any second, you know. This is a good chance. It's not quite gone in, but it was, so at least a third of the ball was in the net there. It's bounced out quite fortunately for them. Cypriots definitely look more likely to score, but then you have situations like this when they're both in the Indian third without any really cover. So you have one of those shots and suddenly there's nobody there. Cyprus have scored. They haven't scored, but it's you know, you can't fault the player there. I think the players on pitch are joking about it a little bit, but I think you've got to just go and say that both of these teams have been playing for such a long time. They've both come right off a loss. It's a hard loss to take for both of them. You know, it was a great game, great effort. Cyprus are third in the Nitro Clash World Cup 2024, and India are fourth. Massive credit to both of those teams. Let's see how we're getting on with the final in just one way. To play England's national anthem now before the final, and then I believe whether or not we have time, we may do Italy's after, or we shall see. I'll start with England's and then see where we end up with the time. So obviously this is not the actual national anthem of England, but rather the song that they themselves have chosen to represent their campaign in the Nitro Clash 2024 World Cup. I shall mute myself so we avoid it.
I think it's bad news for English youth. We're not creative enough, we're not positive enough.
It's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming, football's coming home.
We'll go on getting back, it's on getting back, it's on getting back, it's on getting back.
It's coming, football's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming, football's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming, football's coming home. Everyone seems to know the score, they've seen it all before. we're so sure that England's gonna throw it away, gonna blow it away, but I know they can play, 'cause I remember 3 lines on a shirt, Jules Rimet still gleaming, 30 years of hurt never stopped me dreaming.
So many jokes, so many sneers, but all those also nears weigh you down through the years.
But I still see that tackle by Moore, and when Lineker scored, Bobby belting the ball,
And Nobby dancing
3 lines on a shirt, Jules Rimet still gleaming, 30 years of hurt never stopped me dreaming. I know that was then, but it could be again. It's coming home, it's coming, football's coming home, it's coming home.
Right, the final has started. England making a substitution. England right now on the front foot, but Italy look comfortable in defence. So repeat this of the Euro 2020, isn't it? That time, England getting an early goal, Italy equalising, and then Italy winning on penalties. Many criticisms on Southgate after that, but let's see if this resembles anything like that. To my understanding, this one is also going to be best of 1. I can double check that with the organisers if we give me one quick moment to do so. Right, Italy. Yeah, Plord with the ball. Progressing into the box. Atta on the other side. Both of these teams seem to be playing a more parallel style than what we've seen with Cyprus. Maybe Cyprus were the exception, focusing on cover. These teams go with more traditional 3v3 tactics to try and, play the ball into the other team's net, rather than the sort of or 4-4-2 style, I would say, of Cyprus. Very competent players here. I think we see that none of them really lose a challenge. Makes it slightly less fun watching in a way, but it's a final, so I think we're all plenty excited. Still 0-0 with 1 minute 44 seconds left on the clock. England do lose possession, but Italy do not give them pressure on it. Let England recover. Now, Aero trying to take it down the outside. That seems to be what both teams have been doing thus far, bringing it around the outside, hoping to cross it in.
If you're a web designer, here are 4 Wix Studio
Team
features
really
you
looking to
gotta
play
know.
through the middle. It's a shot, it's wide. Without heavy boost, looking a little bit uncomfortable, but they have got away with it, the English. Cube holding up play enough to get error recovered. Cube initially thinking about driving down the side, changing his mind, going for the pass inside, but it was expected by the Italians. Double check. Lovely stuff. 30 seconds left on the clock here. It does not feel like 5 minutes have passed, but they have. We've not had, I'd say, any really major chances yet. So this could go quite a while into extra time, this one. What of a chance there, but just too much speed on the ball to really turn it towards the net. Five seconds. And we're going to extra time. The players customarily wishing each other good luck. Respectful attitude from all of the top athletes in this year's Nitro Clash World Cup. Looking quite comfortable. Bit of scare the English got very frustrated and it's gone. English has scored. English have scored and and ironically enough, Italians don't really seem. I don't know, I'm still looking for final confirmation that this is a best of one final before I call anything. They're asking for the saves. I think it might be. I think England might be our winners. Let's see if we can get that confirmed with General here, to be honest. I have not actually looked in there because there's a lot of things going on and I have, oh Jesus. Lots of Italian flags and there are lots of English flags. Do it for the Queen. The job is done. Do it. Football's coming home. Now one more, bro. Is that for me? People spamming the English flag. I have no idea what's going on. I think we're all here for it though, but honestly, let's do a live stream of General. It is definitely. I'm probably I advise everyone who is listening to the stream, who's listening to the commentary, to go have a look in General, because it is generally. This is England versus the world here. This point is just making my computer glitch. I'm going to close it and pretend I never saw anything. Second game started. Okay. Thank you for that, Christy. I do appreciate you. I saw that for about a second before you got covered by flags. All right, this is best of 3. A reminder, England won first game about 3 minutes into extra time. We're back with Maz. Aero's still on, but England have made a substitution. Interesting tactics from the English. Maybe. I mean, they do still need to win. It's not a defensive one. I've not followed along with the England country chat. Let's see if we can actually get the reasoning for that. We'll do that after this game ends. Sort of general sort of glitched out my entire Discord, but we're gonna pray for the best. England looking quite comfortable on the ball, but Italy. These players, both Lord and Atta, you know they can do anything at any point in time. Like. Thus far, this could still be a repeat of the 2020 Euros final. England scored first. England have scored first. We need Italy to win for it to be a repeat. Italy playing quite tight formation. Both players staying close to each other, hoping to make it work in the tight spaces. England as well, to be fair, they play very similar styles. Maybe why there is so little to separate them. Trying to do that counter, but there just wasn't enough space. England confident enough to press high up the pitch. Crossing it in. No one's there. It's sort of intercepted by Maz. Goes into the middle. Just a bit of a scramble, but no one really comes away with it. Arrow down the side. It's crossing into the middle. It's Maz. It's ultimately wide. Lord scrambling to get across the goal there to cover as many angles as possible. And it's a shot in, but it's another shot in. The Italians not happy that that's missed. Lord's lagging out. It's not a good thing, this. 1 minute 50, there's enough time that's passed. There's nothing they can do. Second game of the final, lagging out. He's left. Atta's all alone. No one's happy about this. It's not the way it's supposed to go down. The English don't know what to do either. I think they feel bad pressing Atta now. Still want to win, obviously, but didn't want it in this way. Can he rejoin? Yeah, private game. Exactly. There's nothing they can do. The English are hoping he'll rejoin, but it's a private game. There's nothing to be done. Still playing here, but yeah. Taking the wind out of the sails a little bit of the final, but still, you never know. You never want to call it before it's callable. Group C, we saw Thanu for Sri Lanka do brilliantly well, even against teams with multiple people that then went on to go quite far into the tournament. So it's a tough spot here for Atta because it's just like you have to stay back and you have to defend, and you can't do it. Yeah, sad. Sort of thinks it's over. All you can do is really hope that the English think they've got it in the bag, overcommit, or a moment of brilliance for Socket. What an end to a final that would be. Socket just scores a fantastic goal. You never know. You never know. It's not over till it's over. But that's a player used to playing in bigger teams, I would say. the shots. It's cleared away by Socket though. Atta was covering it as well. Got to be bittersweet this for Italy because sort of Schrodinger's cat in a way. You know, you're in the final. You've laid out, and there's the goal. I don't think. Yeah. Well played. Stupid final. I couldn't. Sorry, everyone. It's. I mean, you've got to say to England, right? Congratulations to them for winning. I don't think it's the way that they wanted to win, but they are our winners. I think we should all celebrate for them. Yeah, I think. I say that we go and we play first Italy's anthem, and then we go and play England's anthem at the end to sort of finalise off this commentary, celebrating England have won, and also recognising Italy's efforts and the very sad way in which they lost that final. So let's go ahead and do that.
pronti alla morte, l'Italia chiama. Siamo pronti alla morte, siamo pronti alla morte, l'Italia. Are there any other songs? No, there aren't, right?
I was thinking of playing the English one as well since they won. I don't know
Nah,
if
that
you
one
want to join me
sucks.
for any
That one sucks.
post-match
Italy's one
or
is better.
anything. I don't know how you're feeling.
Is he last year? No, he isn't. Yeah, I have to write. Okay, get ready for some keyboard ASMR. Oh, you can't hear me. You didn't even get to play against you either, but I was supposed to in the first game, but I was still leading Dina. Oh, damn! Damn, okay, okay. That sucks. I wanted to play Ilas.
But you could,
Last
if you want to play something. Just go in the
sorry, I'm lagging. Wait, okay, you can talk now. You can talk now.
Okay, I just said that if you wanted to play something, I was having a hard time hearing you. But if you want to play something, go ahead. Just put it in the Sweden channel and see. Do like the same commands that I did. Just put the link after.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm at a point where I can't even understand English. Sorry, I think you'll have to write what you just said. No, I swear to God, I can't understand anything. No. Try to write it in a show. You can write in general.
I can write in general. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just...
Yeah. Please do. If you're going to speak to me like here, you can. Please use a simpler language. Okay, he's typing. Bro, I can't hear his keyboard. I swear to God, mine is like. I was just. Oh, okay. No. I don't want to, honestly. Yeah, I'm actually smiling right now. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy that we reached the final. Congrats to England. Is there an English player? Oh, Custer. Yeah.